Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So, dear Dhamma friends, today we're going to keep practice our breathing meditation technique, contemplating inhalation, exhalation. And we're going to develop in tranquility as a tranquility meditation and also as a vipassana meditation. So in the beginning, you bring your attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area and observe the sensation of the inhalation, exhalation. So you have to remember, so observing inhalation, exhalation means not you kind of like thinking about something happening with the air going up and down. Because when it comes to observing breathing, there are many other breathing techniques. But here, observing inhalation, exhalation means you have to recognize the sensation of the inhalation, exhalation. Through the sensation, you have to follow inhalation, exhalation as it is. Not by visualizing, not by dreaming, not by thinking about it, or not by making something happen the way you want. So, because without the sensation, if you try to observe the inhalation, exhalation, then it becomes visualization. But when you have the sensation arises as a result of inhalation, exhalation. And then you no need to think about it. When you don't think, the mind becomes rest. So when the mind becomes calm and rest, so whatever the perception or whatever the sensation going to become very clear. But if you don't see the sensation, then mind always try to visualize, thinking about inhalation, exhalation. And then as a result of that, your mind become busy. When the mind become busy, your experience or the perception not going to become clear. So that's where mostly this meditation become difficult. Meditation cannot become difficult. The meditation is your life itself. Your living itself is kind of like a meditation. But the thing is, we develop a different kind of way to live. What is that? Rather than feeling and experience, we develop a pattern to think and understand. So when you go with that pattern, the mind always becomes busy. Why? Because you have to think. But is there anything in life can you experience without thinking? Just by the time that it happening? That is what you have to see. So when it comes to inhalation, exhalation, another thing is sometimes why the sensation we cannot get. Maybe because of the posture. That's why even the Buddha himself tells, when that told, in Anapanasati, you cannot keep the body the way you want. Ujunkayang panidaya parimukang sating upattapetva. There are many teachers tells you don't need a posture for meditation. You do whatever you want, the way you want. Maybe whatever the meditation that they mention, they can do the way they want. But when it comes to the body, If you really observe the nature of the body without posture, your body itself become uncomfortable. Because the body is not belong to us, it belong to the nature. So you cannot neglect your posture. If you start to walk few days in wrong way, you're going to get back pain. Because it has a structure, it has a pattern. So that's why if you look for the sensation, if you visualize the breathing, then you can even that the sit on your head and you can do that. No problem. But just be a little bit flexible. Let go the idea in you. Oh, I do whatever I want, the way I want. That way, that's why we are, that is the reason we are in the samsara. You have to be a little bit humble for yourself, for your own practice. Not for me or not for anything, just for your own practice. To gain your own good result, just to be humble. It's worth for you. So with that, try to get the sensation first, rather than thinking or dreaming. Because I get a lot of emails from different places from our friends that regarding they cannot get the breathing, because you cannot look for the breathing. You're not going to get it like that way. You have to look for the sensation come out of the inhalation exhalation. So then you have to follow that sensation, and through the sensation recognize this is inhalation, this is exhalation. So then when it comes to the posture, do little the experiment in the beginning, few days. It's worth for you. Why? Because then you know how to keep your posture. It's person to person different. According to your muscles, according to your skeleton. So move your body a little bit up, that the back and forth, and move your head a little bit up and down. Some people feel more comfortable like this, but they cannot get the sensation. So let go then your comfort and slowly bring your head a little bit forward and down and hold it. In the beginning, maybe you feel a little bit uncomfortable with your feeling that the behind the neck or the head. But let go it, just focus to the sensation and see if you can get the sensation. And once you get the sensation, everything going to disappear. So then through the sensation, recognize when the inhalation happen, exhalation happen, through the sensation, recognize this is inhalation, this is exhalation. And then follow the entire continuation from beginning to end. See the entire breath body. Knowingly this is the beginning, middle and end. And then from there, sometimes when you observe that way, some inhalation, exhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. So like that. Just recognize. Don't interfere to that. Just be more gentle and don't disturb to that its own natural pattern. So that way your mind become calm down, and at the same time it becomes sharp and clear to see. So once you come to that, from there, we're going to observe the three worldly nature that inherent in the inhalation, exhalation. So that also a way that you go to the vipassana level using the same mental object, inhalation, exhalation. So it comes to analytical meditation all. You analyze deeply to the bottom, and without missing any moment or any details. Because if you miss something, it is incomplete. So whatever incompletion what you get, it's not going to be the truth. Then it's going to deeper. So that's why in the first level, you make your mind usable through the tranquility meditation and make it more calm, relaxed. And once it become calm, relaxed, and sharp, and use that to see deeply the very nature of the inhalation, exhalation. So the very first thing, you observe the anicca sanya, impermanent of your own experience, impermanent of the inhalation, exhalation. So when the inhalation, exhalation happen itself, that how you feel, what you get, and going to disappear. You're not doing it. Itself it happening. See it. And you can make it more little bit wider. So whatever even the bodily sensation happens. Now you have to be more calm, more deeper, and you accurate, and you have to be more sharp also to do that. Otherwise, just stay with the inhalation, exhalation. Sound come. So when the sound comes, just see the impermanent of the sound. Don't try to go and recognize what is this sound. Somebody open the door, somebody open the tap, or somebody walking, or this is this, that. No, you don't go to that. You go deeper to the sound and see the changing nature. Smell come. You're not going to recognize what kind of a smell this is. Is it good or bad or something like that? You go to the deeper the smell and see impermanent. It's changing moment by moment. Any sensation arise in your body, the same thing. So then even whatever the thoughts come to your mind, that's the same. So now see, you stay with the inhalation, exhalation, and recognizing the impermanent. Now you see the impermanent within the inhalation, exhalation. And then just imagine, through your five senses, all the perception come that you recognize impermanent right away. There is no gap in between the experience and the thought. Whenever it happens right away, you see the true nature of that whatever the perception, experience. So just imagine 1 second with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, with all the perception. If you able to exist one moment, in that one moment, you don't collect any memory or you don't depend from any memory, but you experience everything to the highest. So that is a moment you can uplift your awareness from this conventional level. So you stay with the inhalation, exhalation, and you recognize this nature and master it with the inhalation, exhalation. See it very clearly. So it is not thinking, you seeing and recognizing, seeing and recognizing. So first thing, impermanent, change. Anicca sanya. And the second one is anatta sanya, selflessness. See, this inhalation, exhalation happens. It's not self-centered. And according to necessary conditions, it arise and it move away. And the same thing, if you're able to now you stay with the inhalation, exhalation. So whatever experience happen, that all the sound, the smell, taste, or the feelings, or the thoughts, or any sensation, anything, selfless. So otherwise, now you practice meditation and you want to be silent. How you can going to hear? Because the hearing happen itself. It not happen because of you. Because it happened according to the necessary conditions in you. So see the selflessness, even the sound. itself, it doesn't have any self exist inside. It has no any power or authority to maintain itself. It has nature to go with the conditions. Because as example, this bell doesn't have a power to stay silence. So it like, see everything the same. Apply this to all the perception. This bell doesn't have power. If I hit this, it cannot think, oh, I'm going to be silent. I don't want to make any noise. No, it arises. So, oh, everything in the universe the same. And even if I hit little bit harder, then it's going to be different. It because why? It because of the necessary condition. Then before the first one, this one became hard, then it does louder. If I hit more hard, it become more louder. So like that, what you experience, everything, that everything has that nature. If you able to get that truth, so whatever you experience, you're not going to make it kind of like a self experience, or you're not going to be with the self-centered mind to experience that. That is where you become more free to experience all the perception in this entire universe. So stay with the inhalation, exhalation, and see how the inhalation, exhalation selfless. Even within itself, inhalation or exhalation, even though we give a name to that, that doesn't make any sense. It's for conventional, we say it as inhalation or exhalation. Otherwise, there is no such a thing called inhalation or exhalation. So, selflessness. Another thing is asubha sanya. So the asubha sanya means it is that something that what we experience in the moment we feel good. Everything in life. So that's why the Buddha mentioned that this life is suffering. Because there is nothing that can bring you in conventional, there is nothing can bring you total satisfaction. Why? Because everything depending from something. So then asubha sanya, so that means when you observe the inhalation, exhalation, see in the moment that you feel, when you observe it, you feel more comfortable, you feel life, you feel more relaxed when you inhale. But deeper in that relaxation, there's discomfort inherent. So you see when you inhale, you see the life. But have you ever seen the death inherent in that inhalation? So that is, you go to the depth and see just not only one side, but we used to see in the world only the beauty, only the good side, only the positive side. And exhale the same. When we exhale, we feel more comfortable, relaxed. But have you ever thought, if it is feel comfortable and relaxed, just keep only exhaling, 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 because it make you more relaxed, comfortable. What will happen then? Then it's going to become something else. And your exhalation has power to end your life. So then how you can tell, oh, when I breathe out, I feel so good. Have you ever thought maybe that how about if it's going to be your last breath? Then what will happen? Forget about good, then you suddenly go jump and start to breathing. See? Because you didn't see, but it is there. We all going to experience one day. For the last moment, we're going to exhale. But when we observe this inhalation, exhalation, we don't see that. everything the same. So now you observe it with the inhalation, exhalation, then you can apply to all the perception with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. Maybe somebody say very beautiful word. Maybe that going to be the biggest mistake, that you take it as a beautiful word, going to be the biggest mistake for your life, danger for your life. And the smell. And sometimes that smell can, you feel, oh, so good. But in the deeper, you didn't see that how it going to be other side. And what you see sometimes, it's beautiful. But that beauty can take us to the suffering. So what you eat, in the moment you feel so good. But asubha sanya means in the deeper you see what inherent under that sweetness. And the sensation, comfort, physical comfort. And our loved ones, when we meet the first time, we like to hold, we like to hug, we like to stay together. But look, sometimes after that, how many people, because of deeper attachment, they get into suffering. How many young people die themselves, kill their partners, and go to the misery, kill others because of their attachment. It happened. So asubha sanya, you see, when you get the person, you see, you recognize that. When you have that alertness, even you go with it, you become more careful, you know there is something. Otherwise, what will happen? You don't see. There's no time to, no U-turn in life. So that is why this, you have to always see this. So like that, you can apply it to everything, even the thoughts. So when you're able to, just imagine, anicca sanya, that means impermanent. You stay with the inhalation, exhalation. So whatever the experience come to you in that moment, right away, you see with that perception the anicca sanya. And the asubha sanya, you stay with the anatta sanya, you stay with the inhalation, exhalation, experiencing and analyzing, recognizing that selflessness. And so whatever the moment come, that you recognize in that very moment, that selflessness with that perception. Then the asubha sanya. So you stay with the inhalation, exhalation completely, 100%, purely to the highest, not half. And then with your 5 perception, or the 6 with the mind, and whatever the perception come to you, and right away you recognize this asubha sanya. So then there is no attachment, grasping, holding. So then now see, in that very moment, you completely release from everything. You not belong to even this conventional world. That is what your liberation. In that very moment, if you die, you're not going to come back, because of how you going to come back? For where? For what? What is the grasping? What is the mind that you hold to come? Because you stay with the true nature of this everything. So like that deeply, there's a moment, if you able to experience it for 1 second, and maybe again and again, you can start to experience that. And then that 1 second, you can maximize to 2, 3 seconds. So increase the duration with that sharpness and the clarity. And maybe you stay 5 minutes. Maybe you stay 10 minutes, or then little by little, then your life become like that. That is the real moment of living. Unless you attain to enlightenment, you will never experience what is the world. You always will experience your past, just your own mind. So that is how the journey happened. Because I explained this, because otherwise it is sometimes it's kind of like a, it's kind of like just details giving a lecture. It's not like that. Just sharing information to encourage you. That's the only thing. But if when you hear the truth, you don't need any guidance, you don't need any reference. You are capable. When you see the truth, when you hear the truth, if the path is right, you are capable to recognize it is right. So no one can make you kind of like the wrong, because if you deeply clearly hear something wrong, you know it is wrong. Maybe you cannot act, you cannot do anything, but you know it is wrong. That is the power of human mind. So try to use that, not by reading book, not by listening to talks, not by go behind the gurus or the monks or listening or doing things. No, just develop that inside inherent clarity and the power inside you. Then when you see something, when you hear something, you know what it is. Even by just seeing the title of the book, you can tell what this is. So there's something yourself. So through this meditation, we just trying to ignite that power and bring it up, bring it up. Because when you are clear, when you are completely that develop the clarity, and when you are in deeply into the in that tranquility state, you no need anything. You just your mind start to get into the right path. So that is what the Buddha's real message. So then yourself, just remember, get out of this beggary mind that always believing or following or becoming a follower. Get out of it. Because unless you get out of that, you will never reach to that moment I explained. With your perception, with your clarity in your mind, you completely let go your past experience and just experience the moment. So let's practice a little bit and be comfortable yourself and relax your body and your right palm on your left. Neck get straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture. And bring your attention to your body. And observe head to toes 3 times and say, Sopateva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. We also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge in this moment with this sitting. May my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we are spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation, exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply inhale, exhale 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalation, exhalation to happen itself. And just observe and recognize this is inhalation, this is exhalation through the sensation of it. If your mind go here and there, don't worry about it. Just keep focus to the sensation and find the sensation and stay calm. If it is possible, recognize entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation. Knowingly, this is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end. You may see some inhalation, exhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. Just observe and recognize and accept it. So when you observe the inhalation, exhalation, just deeply recognize impermanent, selflessness, unsatisfactory nature inherent within each and every inhalation and exhalation. Don't think over, just see and recognize. Bring your attention to your body. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe, and as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion. from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, when it comes to our human life, one of the most important thing that we need is the energy. So our human life from one cell, the journey, the very first day that we start our journey until we die in this existence, the most important part is the energy. So according to the way that energy behave, that's everything going to change in conventional life. So we all, as human beings, we all, when we come to this world, we all start our life in the same position. Even though we come with the different karmas, we're not going to be. And according to that karma, we all come in the same, start our life in the same position, in the same spirit, same kind of energy. It's not different. It's not going to be lower or higher. It cannot be. If you deeply go to the neuroscience and quantum physics, nowadays this information more available that you see. So that's why in Buddhism, this karma is not that much value when you look for the real enlightenment or the truth. That's why the other things it is not that much value when you really look for the truth. Another thing is that as a human beings, each and every human beings capable to see the truth as it is. If the person have any kind of interest or the desire to look for that. So that is the beauty of the Buddha's teaching. Not this Buddha statues or not the temples or other things, not the things that colored up after few during this few 100 years. That vision, just imagine yourself How many times we say, may all living beings be well and happy. But have you ever thought we all start our life in the same position? When we all in the mother's womb, when we come and start our life in one cell, that one cell has, even in the thousand years before, even in the future, that one cell has the same power to ignite the life. So from where we start, that's why that everybody has capability to attain to enlightenment. You no need authority, you no need any kind of initiation from somebody or the power. You no need that. As a human beings, you are come here, you already qualified for that. And then yourself, once you recognize that, you become more vulnerable to yourself and also and respect for the other person. And even that any child start the life from the beginning in the mother's womb. And a lot of that the people go to abortions and kill children, so like that. But have you ever thought that maybe that child has power to attain to enlightenment? So, and in day-to-day life, this energy is divide us to different levels. And when you look at all in the history, there's all the caste systems and everything divided according to the way that people behave with their physical. And the way you maintain your physical effect for your mind. So then how you can generate this natural energy, and also how you can transform it to your enlightenment. Because to attain to enlightenment, just imagine, just think. To attain to enlightenment, you cannot have a kind of like a good, organic, any kind of dietary plan or any kind of superfood or any kind of multivitamin. There is nothing. That's why in the Buddha's teaching, it is not that much important. People go crazy about this food, oh, you should eat this, you should eat that, like that. That is not that much important. Eat something for the hunger. And so then how you gain the energy to attain to enlightenment? Or how you gain the energy to transform your conventional life to this eternal life? So how are you going to get the energy from this conventional thought process to this analytical, deeper recognition? From where you get the energy? Because it is not the food, and it is not the karma, and also it is not the environment, because any environment you can attain to enlightenment. So then from where you get that? Because it's all natural process of, because if you become weak, you cannot do that. That's why after 6 years, great suffering, went through all this the systematic method, and then went through very hard and deep difficulties and get out of it. And then start to get into kind of like a balanced lifestyle also. Because if you lose that also you cannot get. So then how you can generate this inside, this energy? It is not the food, it is not the environment, it is not the karma, no, it is not the birthplace, or nothing. So when it comes to energy, the most important part, if you look as children, the mostly that the child has the so much energy. And as parents, maybe the children, there are some children and they become so active, so wise, as children. And sometimes when they become teenagers also, they keep that wisdom and they do work so properly, and people think, oh, the parents think, oh, this child going to become so good in the future. And then what happened later? Slowly, that all the qualities suddenly disappear. That all that skills suddenly disappear. So every parent thinks regarding their children from the beginning, in the first time, then they go to schools, preschools even. And the older parents talk about very good about children. They do very good. And even when we look at the report, and they do very good. Sometimes when I go to schools and when I do the workshop with the children, sometimes everybody very good. But if they are so good like that way, how about when they become young and when they become the next generation? Do you think it's going to become good? If it is happened so, then the world not going to become like this today. Look at, we are 2020. You know, when after 2000, like 75, 80, that all the machines technology start to came, the science develop and huge jump happen with the technology after 80. So where are that people? Do you see how difficult to find a kind of like a good person, you know, the very good solid character that have very wise, but how difficult to find? Look at everywhere what we see. That doesn't mean they are not exist, they are exist, but why it is hard to find them? So it's going to happen in the future also. Even look at yourself. And sometimes you used to be so active as a young. And you used to do a lot of things, and you had the huge dreams regarding life, to change something, to do something that as a person yourself to this world, for your family, for your village, so everybody. But what happened now? Just look yourself. Maybe mostly what you do now, just you look at the mirror and you just go with your own image. What happened to that energy that you had? That is the question that I want to point out. Because it is very interesting that how that it become, you know, twist. The reason is deeply, so we develop the self-centered idea. And when we develop the self-centered idea from your mind through your whole nerve system, that always the whatever the thoughts, and start to settle down with your body. And it start to settle down with your body. And not only that, once you become self-centered, and when you become a self-important person, what is happening? Through your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, you start to suck, you start to absorb the energy. Listen this very carefully. So through your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, you start to absorb the energy. And that to absorb the energy and hold it as self, it needs so much energy. And that is where you become weak. And once you start from like when you become a teenager, from that level, and sometimes you start self-centered life. And as parents, sometimes you give the ideas to children. You have to be this, you have to be this, you have to be, then the child. And always is think, I have to be, I have to be. So then develop that strength and hold that energy to maintain themselves. And that is the beginning of the becoming weak. Becoming self-centered. Just imagine a seed to become a huge tree. When you plant a tree, when you plant a seed, if the seed energy inside the seed, if the seed try to hold it, what will happen? It never become a tree. So when you plant the seed, so what is happening? The seed always try to open how far? As much as it can. And that give power to make a plant. And once it become a plant, if any cell hold that plant, what will happen? It cannot grow. So then what happened? The tree grow as far as it can. Why? Because each and every part of that tree always function freely, independently. That's why it grows. In case something doesn't grow, normally what we do, we just cut that branch and allow them to grow. So inside us, the same. We have the energy. We have each and every person when they come to this world, they have capability to attain to enlightenment. But the thing is, once we give more focus to become self-centered, and we become weak. Maybe as a person you feel comfortable, but deeply your awareness become weaker. That's why the self-centered person, it is very difficult to focus. And not only that, when you become self-centered, what is happening? You always use so much energy to maintain you. Even you go to some place, even you go to party or wedding or some occasion, some festival, always what you think? You will never enjoy what it is. What you do? You always think how other people think about you. So even see that even you lose that moment also. And so whatever the beauty that you go through, you will never see that. And then again and again, you maintain yourself. All the disease, anxiety, depression, that is one of the reason. Having self-centered mind and maintaining the self-centered idea, that is where we become weak. That is the reason we go to the samsara. So then you have to transform this energy to higher level to gain the Nibbana. How? The very first thing, release. Don't develop a self-centered idea. Don't develop self-important idea. Of course, you have to maintain. But when you become release, when you become more open, and that openness bring the more comfort and relax, that relaxation help you to grow freely, and physically and also mentally. So that is the foundation for the spiritual practice. That's why mostly any religion that it talk about the generosity, because that is one way that you practice it. But at the same time, deeply yourself, when you practice meditation, remember, slowly release that energy, the energy that you use to maintain you. Just start to make it more less, and release yourself. Don't spend too much time to maintain you. How you can start? Start from the day start. Don't spend too much time in front of the mirror. Don't spend too much time, under the shower. You do cleaning, just you finish, done it, get out of it. Because why? Otherwise, you're wasting your energy. It's not about your current bill. It is later, it is something else. But what I'm talking about, this mental energy, how you can do, just do an experiment for 7 days. Then you will see. You minimize. And when you eat, you don't spend too much time to eat. You make it little bit more simple. And when you talk, you don't talk that much regarding yourself. You cut down all the I important, me important word. When you do work, you cut down most of the me important work. And finding, as example, the physical rest. When you have physical rest, you feel good. So this is a way that you gain the mental rest. Because always if in your head, you're going to become busy, tired. Even you sleep, you cannot have a good sleep. You're always tired. And then the worry, unhappiness, fear, this all going to happen. So mentally, once you cut down these physical actions a little bit, mentally, you find more space. You feel relaxed. And sit for meditation and look what will happen to you. If you really look for wisdom, if you really look for the liberation or the nibbana, enlightenment, look what will happen to you. If you see any change, keep following. Keep following. If you don't see any change, forget about it. It is not valid. But if you see the change, when you sit right away, your mind get and go there, get it. That is the beginning of analytical meditation. That's when vipassana. Your mind has no hindrance. You become free from you. So what is you mean? You means your culture, tradition, your history, that everything is you, that everything in you. You don't see that. How? Through the memory with the self-centered idea. So once you get out of this self-centered idea, you become more energized person. And rather than pulling the energy towards you, you start to, that naturally you use that energy to see, observe, analyze. That is where your sharpness going to become more clear, more clear, more clear. So that is how it happened. Otherwise, not with the food or not with any kind of vitamins or there is no way that through this pharmaceutical product, you will never attain to enlightenment. Through the drugs, you will never get into there. There's no way. It is only the natural process. How you can get? The very first thing, don't empower or ignite the self-centered idea. Get out of it and free from it. Little by little, little by little. That self-important idea, release. I am important idea, release. And little by little, just be with just the experience. If you cannot do that much good for others, just stay with the self experience without grasping or holding that much. And that way, when you sit, you will see how the clarity arises. In that clarity, no one can stop you. You're going to see the truth. So with that, I bless upon with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ittavata chammihi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numudantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.